Hello and welcome to this video. If you're new here, this is Renan. I am Lex, and today we're in a much more chill atmosphere than normal. But either way, today we are discussing the Hungarian Grand Prix. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button if you please, and turn on all notifications so you know when I upload. And there should be a kind of just like a summer recap coming out a few days after this. Okay, I love you all. Roll the intro. If you are not a new watcher, you do realize, why do I look like trash? In fact, why does Alexis look like trash? That's because I'm lazy and I do not feel like getting ready and doing all that. I just got home from a 2.5 week Europe excursion. So your girl is tired and I have free will, and if I want to film from my bed, I can. Either way, so we are in Hungary. This is a track, no street circuit. We're in the Hungaroring. It's quite an interesting track when you look at it. It has two DRS zones. There is one speed trap, and it is 4.381 kilometers long. There are 70 laps in the Grand Prix. There are 14 turns. It is a clockwise track, and it was established in 1986. According to ESPN, the lap record is held by Michael Schumacher, but during one of the free practices, the announcer said that Lewis held it, so according to ESPN, it's Michael Schumacher in 2004 with a 119.017. I don't know. Okay, so like I said, if you aren't new here, you do realize I may have not done a video on Spa. Sorry, and I'm not gonna do one because it's past. I like the day of the Belgian Grand Prix, I was flying from Positano, Italy to Paris. And when you're in Paris, you just want to be in Paris, I fear. So, either way, Oscar won. Wait, yeah, Oscar won, Lando second, Charles third. Yeah. Okay, coming to this Grand Prix. Oh, also, due to not doing a video last week, we didn't discuss Christian Horner got sacked. The team principal of Red Bull, who's had controversy surrounding him for years, but he I'm not sure what the straw was that broke the camel's back, but he got fired from Red Bull and they seem to be doing fine. So there was also confirmation that Max is staying at Red Bull because there were rumors of him going to Ferrari. Or Ferrari, sorry, him going to Mercedes. I think realistically, no one really thought Max was gonna go to Mercedes, but like it was a possibility and it was kind of scary. Either way, FP1. Lewis locks up. The Racing Bulls almost have contact. Carlos locks up in turn one and goes into the runoff. 21 years ago, Fernando Alonso had his first win here, and during free practice one, Filippo Drugovich was in for Fernando at Aston Martin, and Paul Aaron was in for Nico Hulkenberg at Sauber. In FP2, Lando goes onto the grass and then almost into the barrier. It was between turns like 12 to 14, and he just kind of like bumped it, and it was just not great. Um, the two McLarens almost have contact. Nico goes. It just says Nico in 12, so I think Nico goes off in 12 would be my guess. Hamilton cuts the chicane. Confirmation of Max not going to Mercedes. Max threw like a paper out of his car as well. I don't know. Does anyone really know what Max is doing? I fear the answer is no, no one knows. FP3. Charles is looking well this weekend. He went into the gravel at turn 12. Isaac spins, and Max. This race will be Max's 200th start in F1. Quali. So Ferrari at risk. This is Q1. Ferrari at risk. Charles was fighting. Yuki gets out of. Yuki is just out in Q1, which I. It's not his first Q1 elimination this season, but it's always kind of shocking to see a Red Bull out in Q1 unless it's Checo. And also, supposedly Checo is like in talks with Audi, and I'm confused if Audi's coming in as a separate team or as a part of Sauber. And I should have looked that up before I started recording, but editing me can tell you. Um, but yeah, so Q2, the projected knockout time was a 1:15.7. Hamilton is out in Q2, and Antonelli was also out. In Q2, or sorry, in Q3, Piastri has provisional pole, and then Alonso jumped to P2. Charles looked promising, and then Charles got provisional pole. This is Charles. I don't. It's not Charles's first. Well, actually, yeah. I don't know. Either way, okay. Into the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix starts. Russell. Well, I'll put the starting grid on the screen. Russell is in third. Russell gets into third, and then Fernando goes around Lando. So at this point, Russell and Fernando had already overtaken Lando. So Lando went from P3 to P5. Lando was quickly climbing the ranks after like 2 laps of being behind Russell and Fernando. And then they kind of pit Oscar early. They pitted him on lap 19, which isn't crazy early for being on mediums, but it's also just like out of a 70 lap race that's like kind of setting you up, unless they did put him onto hards, but if they were to put him onto mediums again, that would be setting him up for like a 2 stopper, if not 3 stopper. So, um, Lando goes into P1. Lando Lando's team plans for a 1 stop, and they had him go on hards for about 40 laps. Um, Hamilton goes off as Max overtakes, and what happened was this was in turns 12 through 14, I believe, and so they're like driving into the turn, and uh, Lewis was in front, and Max was behind, and Max was trying to overtake, and it was a quick overtake for Max, but it was also just a really tight corner and kind of an odd place for Max to choose to overtake, but it's also Max. And so then they're going into the corner, and Max is like pretty much going straight on, and then Lewis is like trying to fight it, but then kind of has to swerve off into the runoff. Either way. Um, Oscar pits with and Lando gets in front. Charles has a full-on crash out on the radio, like on your screen, like during the race, like him talking. It literally just got longer and longer and longer and longer and longer until it was pretty much off screen. What am I doing? Okay, so then Russell is attempting to overtake Charles, and the first time he goes around, it doesn't like it. There's no contact, but it was like near contact. And then the second time, Charles fully just hits Russell's wheel, and that's brake. What's it called? Moving under braking, which is um so not good. Oscar locks up while trying to overtake Lando, and it almost took off his front wing. And Mr. Lando Norris wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. There is now a 9 point gap between Lando and Oscar, with Oscar being in front. I'll put the final race results on the screen. Yeah, I mean, frankly, I have no idea who's gonna win this like season in total, because I mean, just it. I don't know. It's like it's definitely gonna be a McLaren, but like which one? I mean, unless Max, because we're on race 19. What? 13. Sorry. So we got 11 more to go. And this is the race before summer break. So there are going to be 3 weeks without F1. And so I don't know. I mean, I unless Max or Charles, which I doubt, like suddenly gets amazing pace, then and also like it's just kind of we'll see. Also, in F1, just kind of like drama, which I don't typically talk about often anymore just because I find it not juvenile is the word, but it's like, I don't know. A lot of people don't like the girl that Lando's dating, and her name's Maggie, but it's spelled Magui. Because that's not her full name. I don't know her full name. People don't like her because she used to date like a famous soccer player, and then she like cheated on him, and then like she I don't know if, yeah, she's made some like racist remarks and things like that. So kind of like not it. Either way, people really don't like her. But people also just don't like her because she's dating Lando. And I think that's stupid. Not liking her for like being a racist, completely valid. Not liking her just because she's dating Lando, it's kind of just like, do you really think you would have had a chance? So, um, but yeah, and then like Alex Albon's longtime girlfriend accidentally liked a post kind of being like, this is such a PR relationship between Lando and the girl. And she was like, I accidentally liked this. All of you need to calm down. Like, it is not, I'm not trying to start beef here. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, frankly, I don't really care what happens in F1 drivers' personal lives, like what they do. Like, maybe if they're like actively like speaking on politics I don't agree on, I'm not gonna like, but it's like when it comes to like their romance, when it comes to their love lives, it's like I could give less of a fuck. I used to care so much because I had no life of my own. Now I realize it's weird to have a parasocial relationship with these 20 rich men. My thing is that like if the drivers want to date whoever they want to date, they do. I'm sure they know all of the things and yet they still choose to date them. So maybe they shouldn't be your favorite driver. I don't know. I don't care. It's up to I think people's opinions on it are valid and it's like if you don't like someone, you don't like them. I mean, that's point blank, but like there's no point in just like going and like hating on someone just because they're dating a person. You feel me? I don't know. I know a lot of people don't share that sentiment, but it's just kind of odd to me because I'm like, let them live. Like what like I said earlier, do you really think you had a shot with him? And the thing is, what's crazy to me is when people try and call any of the wags ugly because I'm like, so you are blind. You're blind, in fact. Either way, here we are. I have to go to a push and edit. So I'm going to leave you on that note. But yes, this will be the last rundown for pretty much till like the end of August. And uh yeah, don't do any dumb stuff while we're apart. And I'll talk to you then. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button if you please, and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload. And yeah, I love you all. Make decisions and roll the outro.